that's the idea. That's the idea of everything. So main project is being done, and here I have, oh, wait a second. Have to make them small. Bum. 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 Smoking guy. Bum. This one here is maybe for a proper Bioshock Let's Play. I'm thinking of playing it again because it's gonna be easy to record. I like it, this game. At least the first one. The second one, maybe. I've never really played far. So the second one would be Bioshock 2 would be mostly blind, but the beginning I always I try to start. Anyways, you know what? Check out my second channel, Project Lara Blender. Type this in. Look for this logo or this guy here. And then check out this video. It's gonna entertain you. This is going to entertain you for 3 minutes. And it's an indie animation if you want. So you read the description also if you're interested for the details. I put a lot of effort into that. It was my largest project so far. And yeah, it took some energy to make. However, enjoy it. That's what it's for. Just enjoy it. You don't have to do anything. And if you miss it, well, then you miss it. Okay. Anyway. So, what do I do now? I do not know exactly anymore. Because I didn't have. Wait. I didn't have. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have. I didn't have a concept. And that's why I'm sitting here. And yeah. Yeah. So main project done, and overlays I'm gonna do from now on, creating stuff like this. Here I played around with Blender. I know very well. So Blender is the 3D open source program. Not just 3D. You can also draw with Blender. You can even do video editing with Blender. But you can use it for creating 3D objects, 2D objects, animate them, and so on. And there's a fluid simulation I actually almost never touched, and I don't know, experimented with that a little bit. Here's a same animation, only with the rainbow. This is not a political statement. I don't give a shit about that. Really, this is not my. I just think it's funny that it pukes a rainbow. That's what it is, and I like it. But I thought I have to check out the water simulation in Blender. Smoke simulation also, but smoke simulation is more. I'm more familiar to smoke simulations. So I created here this inappropriate smiley. So that's good because you will never see a thing like this on any social media app. So I think that's funny. About smoking, let's just just to be safe, make a statement. I stopped smoking, I believe it was 2016, for all the reasons, mainly, well, two reasons. Health-wise, for sure, and also money-wise. So even the money can be a huge motivator. You save a lot of money if you quit smoking when you're younger. But I also want to say, if you cannot stop smoking because it's difficult, it's not something. I hit the right time. I was young enough. I was motivated enough. Still had my whole health, and so I had a good goal to improve my life situation, right? So I had all the right reasons to stop. It's much more difficult stopping an addiction when you are in a bad situation or if there is no hope on the horizon, and it has to come within you. It can't be forced by anybody. Um, you know, it's your thing. But even if it's your thing, sometimes you can't do it. There are other times which I'm sure I couldn't have done that. But anyways, it's not about that. I'm just making the statement, so you know what I think about this. My mom still smokes, you know. What do I say? I don't blame her. It's not easy, and I also think if you cannot stop, you know, and you're smoking anyways, do not feel guilty on top of this. Try to stop, sure, but if you can't and you have a difficult thing, and at least enjoy it. I mean, what do you need a guilty trip for? I don't understand that. And also, guilt tripping other people, making them feel better when they smoke. Yeah, because you're a better person or what? Yeah. Or you care about other people. This is also, listen, I get that. I also care, but this is something we're not being there for here forever, and we all make some things which we shouldn't, right? So we all do some dumb things which, you know, and some of the things people don't know. So be careful with walking around and telling people what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And for the kids, don't start. It's stupid. It's really stupid because you spend so much money and you get yellow teeth, and you will, you know, when you want to sing maybe later in life, this is also something to keep in mind. You don't want to ruin your voice, right? You want to have a good voice with a great volume. That's also a reason why I stopped. I like singing, and I started to do this more often. This, so you know. Anyway, so this is my honest thought about this. Didn't meant to go this way road, but you know, this is. I cannot help myself. I always try to say, hey, I make a video focusing on one thing. Doesn't work. Doesn't should. Whatever. Whatever. Here we go. Here we go. Again. Okay. I want to try something. So I'm still testing also. You don't know that. I'm testing here Linux. So I became not a fanboy yet. But since, I don't know, few months, some sounds here. We are currently not, this is not my apartment here. We are being currently in Düsseldorf, a city in Germany, which is super heavily influenced from Japanese culture. So yesterday we went into the city with other friends and ate some ramen. So if you ever go to Düsseldorf, check it out. It's written in, wait, I think we have even a nice office. Yeah, let's use that. I'm starting it this one the first time. It's written like this. Dorf. Yeah, like so. Düsseldorf. It's a city in Germany. You should check it out if you are visiting Germany because of the heavy influence of Japanese culture. 2 years ago I was here too, and I remember we went to a Sparkasse, which is one of the German banks, and I saw the German, you know, we went into the bank, and there was the sign, you know, a stand with a sign in the German language. I didn't know what it said. I don't remember what it said. And underneath or above were the Japanese translation. I found that very funny. I found that super funny. This time I didn't see it. I don't know if this is still the case. And watch out for the little people um, in Düsseldorf. I don't want to spoil you what I mean by that, but there are little people, I just say that, there are little people placed in Düsseldorf. If you see them, you will know what I mean. I don't want to explain it because it's more fun in this way. Anyway, so, okay, let's turn off some smileys. This is the reason why I'm gonna keep that because I like him. Um, Image? What is image? Nothing. This one. Although this one I like also. He's not so. Yeah, he's kind of stupid and cute, right? The reason why I created some. I mean, I'm gonna focus on overlays now a little bit more because my main project is done. And you can see different overlays, you know. Also, when you watch the recent videos where I played American Truck Simulator. And that's something I'm going to focus on because those projects are simple, small. I like them. It's easy to do, and so on. The reason, reason I don't know. Okay, let's do something interesting. At least for me, I want to try something. Okay, so I'm having here fresh installed Pop OS, which is one of the Linux operating systems, and so since few months again, I'm figuring things out, and I start to. Well, I like it, but I like also Microsoft. But I'm getting, there is a reason why I keep using and making videos while I'm, I just found it for me a little bit. It's still not. I think Linux gaming. To me, it works already. So I'm pretty happy because I'm a tweaking guy. And tweaking guys do not read anything. So people like me who just click on things and see what happens, they're gonna be fine. And they can also play games under Linux. Other people, and a friend of mine like Klaus, who's more straightforward, meaning he has just he comes home after work, he wants to turn on his computer and just play games. He doesn't want to deal with any issues. Linux is not there yet. It just isn't. It just isn't. I do not know what people want to praise Linux for gaming as being a huge. Yeah, sure, it's good. I'm happy about this, but it's not a smooth experience at all. Depending on your system, depending on so many factors, it can still, some games do not run. Even under Steam, I was actually, even under Steam, I had some issues with the games did run. However, if I changed something, or at least I tried to figure out, for example, the American Truck Simulator, I tried to run a game and the resolution was constantly off, and you have to think up what it is. I didn't even deal with that because I lost interest and focused on my main project. But let's be realistic. I think it'll get there. I'm pretty confident that Linux will get to the point that it's gonna be a smooth, experience. You start, you install Linux, you start your computer, and you start Steam or whatever you want to start launcher, and you just play the game. It'll be there at some point, but I think it takes a while. And if I would be one of the Linux developers, um, I would really focus on convenience. I would disregard anything else because at this point everything seems really cool, but make it as convenient as possible. Especially when you aim for gamers. Make an operating system where it comes pre-installed with some launchers already, and make it so that it's super convenient. Everything is there, including Mango Hard or this overlay with FPS, limiter, counter, everything the standard ordinary dumb gamer, which I include myself, and because we are dumb, especially when we just want to play. We don't want to, you know, we just want to play. We don't check out the tutorials. We don't, want to read anything. We just want to, install and play, right? When we are in this mood. And in this stage, we are dumb and impatient. At least I am, And if they focus on that, I can see them, I can see them. If it wouldn't be for AI, destroy Microsoft. Microsoft has a huge advantage with this AI thing. I think this is the only thing they have. Otherwise, Steam can also become, if Steam OS, imagine that, if Steam OS would overtake Microsoft with convenience and features for gamers, you know, not just would they have the control over their own platform for selling like Apple does, right? Like Microsoft does. They would become maybe potentially more powerful than Microsoft, but they don't have AI. And AI, if you ask me, is or you should ask me. I don't like it partially. At the same time, I don't give a fuck. I got really really good at with Blender and animations, but all those things do not matter for corporations because they will use AI to make the money. At the same time, it doesn't mean that people are getting obsolete. They do, but humans always appreciate other human beings' crafts. This will always be the case. But for corporations, not. As corporations, they don't use. If they can, they use machines instead of humans because it's more efficient. And they should. Everything which is why not? It's everything which lets which takes away tasks humans don't want to do or shouldn't do. Um, you know, could free us potentially from doing those tasks. However, we always fill those spots, the free time and stuff with other things we shouldn't be doing or force being doing. Anyway, there goes a different direction. So it's gonna be it's just too late going. You cannot. uh, It's fine the way it is. It's gonna be okay somehow. Humans deal with the shit, and that will always be the next thing. Even after AI, there will be a new thing we cannot imagine yet. As people in the 90s couldn't imagine that this would be actually a thing, although they could a little bit with Terminator. They did. You could foresee the logic, right? But yeah, it's anyway. I didn't want to go this road too much. So point I'm saying is it's going to be an interesting battle, and Microsoft I like, but the operating system only. I do not like the policy at all. They do make super dumb decisions when it comes to offsetting people with their politicians, with the privacy stuff and so on. It's just a horrible long-term negative. With those decisions, this affects them in the long run. And again, when I say they only have AI, I really mean it. They only have AI. And so if this is gone, then they're gonna be in trouble because of their decisions. Um, yeah. Meaning they should. It's their company. They can decide whatever they want to do. But the problem is, um, no, sorry. Sometimes my eyes are giving me some trouble. The problem is that you lose. Mm, or let me think how I could summarize that. Yeah. So right now, Microsoft has still a lot of customers and so on, and mostly because of convenience, which is strong. Um, so meaning everybody who uses Microsoft um, uses that probably for a while already, and switching, even if it's a nice transition, even if that would be the case, you have to learn new things, and people don't like that at all. They hate that, and it's because it's time consuming. It slows them down for a second, and nobody wants to have the feeling of being slow of slowing down with workflow or creative work or even with just simple gaming. So convenience is very, very strong. So they have that, and they have AI. So this, convenience and what people know, that's what they have. But they don't treat the customers very well. They're upsetting them very often with those little things. Oh, here a little privacy thing, here a little privacy thing, and privacy and data collection is a currency. You should see it as a currency. So when you do um, get an app for free and it says, okay, you're getting this for free, but we collect some data, then you pay with privacy. You know that already, but you should also see that um, as your own wallet. It has a value, and you should not undersell yourself. And so Microsoft just decides and forces those things onto people, and they remember that slowly but surely. They remember that, and the thing is, in the short run, this works out, but in the long run, there are more and more competitors, and especially when you get the gamers, the people who really play, um, that's already tricky. When you get them with convenience and good features, and less annoyance. They're gonna be, hitting Microsoft very hard. And the other factor also is Microsoft doesn't play a huge role soon anymore because look at the trend what kids are playing on. They don't play on computers. They play on phones, and this is not really Microsoft's area. They have some Microsoft some Microsoft apps or devices, but that's about it. Mostly is Android and Apple. That's the thing. And if Steam, does a good, if I would be Steam, I would even think about making a Steam phone. So for gaming, and I would advert, So I think Microsoft right now still has convenience and has a nice operating system. I really like it. I like using it. But I yeah, I can see them making bad decisions for the long term. Um, right now, the decisions they make right now, even with stopping with they don't, they basically they're always going to lose customers now, and then they lose customers even on purpose with the Windows 10 thing, or it's fine that they want to move on with Windows 11, but that they decide we don't support all the devices which are still function. This is a stupid decision. It's really stupid to do that. I think they potentially lose people like me who are a little bit in between, meaning I'm not a Linux expert and I'm also not a Microsoft expert, but I'm one of the, there's always in your family, there's always one guy who does the technical stuff, and I'm the guy. So depending what I'm gonna recommend over the time, will change in my little bubble, little things. Not major things, I don't have a huge impact on anything. But there are more guys like me, like, the family guys who say, hey, you just want to surf and browse and watch YouTube videos. Well, you can just, do this with Linux. You don't need a Microsoft account. Stuff like this is, I don't know. It's a stupid decision. But at the same time, it doesn't really, you know, um, it's just, this is a very spontaneous recording. And I could probably make a better case even. If I think a little bit more or I'm less distracted. But it's fun to talk about this. At the same time, I don't give a shit, really. I'm using both happily right now. Um, and experimenting is fun. So I wanted to actually check out Krita, but now I talked my way out. No, I don't feel like it anymore. Maybe later. Bye bye, this is it.